I told him, okay, he's an idiot. So
You told him that?
yeah, I said, okay, hey, Josh, hey, you're really idiot. You know what you're doing, what you're thinking, and not only what's about you, but what's about me, because you're holding the rope where I'm attached to. So if you fall or if I fall, you cannot hold me. So yeah, he was a little bit. He couldn't think anymore. In that shape he was. So we're sitting on a ridge, and my first thought was, okay, how I'm gonna getting this guy and me down the 400 meters of ice wall to the bottom of the glacier where our tent is. That was a really, really tense situation for us, and for me especially. And I thought, okay, well, I have to go through the normal procedures, and should I let him first down, or should I control, okay, what he's doing, or it's better I go first? There was some decisions to make. And then I went first, and I thought, okay, I will do all the things that are necessary so he can come down. And at that moment, the British came up. So that was kind of a rescue, I would say. Because with those two guys, which are like 4 arms more and eyes more, we could handle Josh to get him safely down. It took us ages. It took us, I think, longer than we needed to get up to the top. So we made it safely to the tent, to the.
So when you took him down, I mean, was he helping you at all?
It was difficult. He wasn't a help. I mean, he was like a bag. So we could bring him down and try to do it as safe as possible.
So it was like carrying a sack.
More or less. I mean, he was able to do some routines, but you always have to check what he's doing, because I thought, okay, that his mind is not working properly right at that moment anymore.
Because?
Because of the altitude and of his state of shape, you know, how it was, like his body, and he couldn't breathe really. He was thirsty, he was hungry, energy was.
So you chose to go up this mountain with a guy that knew nothing. I mean, whose fault is that?
Yeah, that's. First, I was mad at the other American, or even at Vicente, because they didn't told me. But when I decided to go with them on Alpamayo, I thought, okay, hey, I'm going to climb with the Spanish guy, with Vicente. So I don't have to care about the 2 others. At that moment, when I was only with the 2 Americans, then I thought, okay, well, I'm going to do this with Matt. But he felt sick too in the wall. Mm-hmm. So I was in a situation, okay, I'm middle in the wall. I feel very comfortable physically. I knew, okay, I can make it easily. And I have somebody on me who seemed to have the will to get up to. Mm-hmm. So I didn't question him, okay, are you good enough? What kind of an experience do you have? This type of. But of course, at the end, it's my fault, because I should have, known, or at least asked, what skills he have. Well, that kind of.
Is that a normal procedure that you should ask?
Well, normally you go with somebody you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, I go with complete strangers.
So you bring him down the mountain.
Yeah.
And you get to the bottom.
Yeah.
What happens there?
Well, he's still like a zombie, let's say it like this way. So he had to be controlled. We had to go. We had him on the rope.
That's funny.
He would otherwise wander into the glacier, dangerous like crevasses and whatever.
He had little control over himself.
Not really. I mean, his body, maybe he could walk, but he was not like walking on all 4. But I was not sure what he was thinking and what his goals.
Is that a problem in the mountains, that you start losing your orientation?
Of course, because they are dangerous. And if you don't see them, you drop somewhere and then you're lost. So we managed to get him to the camp, so the high camp. He lay down, we gave him something to drink, to eat, and we started to break off camp because we were so late. It was like mid-afternoon. So that was our goal, to get over the next small, like a col, to get on the other side, to get down to the valley. We wanted to do this all in one day because we had no provisions anymore, no propane gas to cook any water or to melt snow. So we had to go. And that small hill to get above, that was terrible for Josh. It was really the last bit of energy sucked out of him, and we had to repel him down, and yeah, it was a terrible experience. So we went deep into the night until we finished at the bottom of the valley. We finally made it, which was good, but for him it must be a very terrible experience.
Mm-hmm. Tell me again, start at the beginning. What you didn't talk about is the challenge of climbing this mountain. So talk to me a little bit about the mountain, how big it is, and why it's important to climb. What's the attraction?
Mm-hmm. Well, the mountains in the Cordillera Blanca.
Start with the. Don't say the mountain. Say the name.
Okay, Alpamayo is one of the most famous walls in the Cordillera Blanca, which is known for its aesthetics of the lines, how you go. It looks beautiful. If you see a picture of it, you immediately feel attached to it. So you want to climb this. There are different roads to go, and it's something every mountaineer would love to have in his book, to go. For me, it was like a dream. I read about it, okay, Alpamayo, this and that, but I never thought to go in there because of the costs and everything. But to have the opportunity to go there was like, wow, okay, I can really do this. And
it's difficult to get to?
It is. It's like, difficult, not technically difficult, but it's like a long walk. So you have to walk for 2 days within a valley, then you cross another pass, another 2 days to get to the high camp, and finally at the bottom of the wall. And so, of course, this is like a slow approach to the mountain.
So does Alpamayo, does it have a legend? Is there a legend about this mountain?
I wouldn't say a legend, but it is known as maybe the most beautiful wall or mountain in the world. So
okay.
This type of, it's more an aesthetic thing, I guess. And it's one of the well-known climbs you can do in the Cordillera Blanca. So there are others, but this one is really, let's say, an ice climb.
So lots of mountaineers want to climb it.
Yeah, that's the point. But most of it's guided. So many people go there with a mountain guide to do this.
Okay.
And of course, I'm not against climbs that are guided by mountain guides, but personally, I won't do it because it's not a challenge I hope to get on a mountain.
Okay, so earlier you said that your dream was to climb this alone.
To climb alone in the Cordillera Blanca, not especially Alpamayo.
No, not especially Alpamayo.
Yeah, different mountains, which after that, when I returned to the valley, to Huaraz, so the next day, I left alone for the next couple of mountains. Yeah, that is kind of an adventure I want to have, because I think that's the true alpinism somehow. So you don't have any help, you go on your own, you don't have a guidebook, you don't have a path, you don't have a GPS, a rope, whatever. It's really up to you to find the right line, how to orientate through crevasses, how to get up to the ridge, to the mountain, how to descend. And
so you've done that? You've gone off on your own?
Later, yeah. So that's after the adventure on Alpamayo. So I set off and I said, okay, well, I want to do this alone because I just had the experience with Josh, and said, okay, well, I don't need another stranger on my road. So I want to do this.
So did you make any decisions after finding out that Josh tricked you like this? Did it change your life any?
It changed a bit. So one decision that was made already on the range when I was sitting there with Josh and on the top of Alpamayo was that if I ever had a dream of becoming a mountain guide, that was gone. So I didn't want it to be part of that anymore, because I didn't want it to have somebody on my rope who I didn't know and climbing with really steep stuff and dangerous things. And so I said, okay, well, that's maybe for somebody else, not for me. So that was, of course, one. The other one was just the wish just grew bigger and bigger to climb solo, to try it on my own and say, okay, well, you're self-responsible. And the bad things I thought about Josh, can I, try it on your own. If you're in a bad condition maybe, or if you're in a bad situation, okay, let's figure out how you do it. If you have
well, yeah, it seems like that this kind of trip is You're taking a long time. You're taking 4 days all together, right? 4 days.
Yeah.
Then it takes you a day up and down the mountain. That's a pretty big investment of time and also energy and also risk. When you do that sort of thing, do you feel that you need to be ultra prepared?
I don't think so. I mean, that mountain showed me that I don't need to be, right? So, because I didn't know anything about the route, for example. So that was Matt who was in command with that. He knew everything about
And he dropped out.
And he dropped out after the first pitch. So he even couldn't tell me, okay, where to go. Of course, the day before, in the evening when we arrived on the high camp, we could see the mountain and we could see, okay, how the route would be like. But it's completely different once you're in the wall, because you don't have this perspective on it, you have this perspective on it. And it was complete dark, so you know, okay, well, the only way to the top is going up. So you don't need like full like preparation, I think, but it's good to have like skills, in situations like this. So that gave me the confidence to continue with a guy I didn't know.
So tell me a little bit about your background. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Austrian. I climb a little bit, maybe for a couple of years, especially in the Alps, but I'm traveling a lot around the world and try to combine my mountaineering and especially the skiing. So I'm more a ski mountaineer than an ice climber with my travel. And I do this with my wife. So that was another special situation because normally we do everything together. So we are on the same rope. And this for all our time as we were in the mountains, right? But now, as we split up in Ecuador and I travel alone to Peru, the situation is a completely different one. So I have somebody on my rope I never knew. So it was a complete new experience.
And you said earlier, that you did something around the Pacific Rim.
Yeah, the Pacific Rim, that was our plan, our journey. So we started in China and followed more or less the winter. So the idea was of an endless winter.
Endless winter.
The endless winter for 15 months, just skiing and winter mountaineering. That was our dream. So we wanted to be in the winter, in the cold months, in the snow.
Why? Well, most people that I know look for the endless summer. You know, the surfers,